What's up, everybody? This is the Karate Ninja here, bringing you some more game footage with Dragon Quest XI. And today me and Libby are doing some more Let's Plays, so let's get it on.
Continuing where we left off, we are going to continue. So let's see, I already talked to them. Let's go up here. A message from the mayor. Ferocious monsters are at large outside the village. If you must go out into the wild, make sure you're prepared. Well, well, if it isn't Cobblestone's newest grown-ups, were you looking for the mayor? He's at home at the moment. Listen, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but he's been worried sick about you, Gemma. Well, it's only natural, I suppose. He is your granddad, after all. I got a stick. Sparkle. So I'm gonna try my best to get everything I can, but if you see any barrels or pots or treasure chests or sparkles, let us know in the description and we'll try to find it.
I think you mean comment section, but you know.
Comments, that's what I meant.
There you go.
TK is the YouTuber. I'm just here.
Man.
Oh yeah, if you see bookcases with red books that I happen to miss, let us know about that as well. There's a lot to look out for in this game, and we shall try our best. Now that you've climbed the tower, I'm pleased to say that you and Gemma are fully fledged Cobblestonians. Now, all you need to do is settle down together and live happily ever after. Granddad, honestly.
Yeah!
When everyone's hooking you up. Thanks for clobbering those stupid monsters. When I grow up, I'm going to be big and tough just like you. You did it well, both of you. You're not children anymore. You're grown-ups. Welcome to the club. You're my hero, TK Ninjas. You saved my little boy. I'm so glad you and Gemma got back safely.
That cooking's good though. Hey, turn up.
What's for dinner?
Looks like it's sausage.
And potatoes? Was that potatoes? Look like it. I like potatoes. Oh, no. Fake barrels. Real barrels. Sandy. Woof, woof. We'll get to you in a second, Sandy. If you want to get somewhere in a hurry, what you need is a horse. They're faster than people by a long old shot. But you know that already, being a better rider than most, eh? Nice manly pursuit riding. Very grown up. There's a book called Toward the Horse. For young and old. TK-Ninjas take it from the shelf and has a closer look. For the longest time, I simply could not understand what all the fuss was about horses. To me, they always seemed such skittish and dangerous animals. But all that changed when I was finally convinced to ride one. Such grace, such speed. I was speechless. What a fool I'd been for all these years, refusing to even entertain the idea of riding one. And the way my faithful steed rushes to my aid the moment I ring the bell, no matter where I am in Adria, it moves me near enough to tears every time. Such loyalty, such nobility. Long live the horse. I dare not imagine a life without one now those heavenly hoofbeats have clip-clopped their way into my heart.
There you go. Getting more into your reading, I see.
I'm trying. What's down there? Have I already been down there? Yeah, that's gonna lead. I remember climbing the tower all those years ago. Back then I was young, single and free. Great days, great days. Your poor wife. Monsters appearing on our sacred tour, of all places. And they say there are more of the blighters running around outside the village than ever before. I don't like this one little bit.
See if you can press the square in the map here. Not
nope.
yet? Okay. Yeah, I guess we just gotta leave the village for that to happen.
We're still in pregame. Kidding me? I can't get back up this way. some barrels though. Where are those barrels? There we are. We're here, Sandy. We're here.
Oh! Here's my little soldier. Well, not so little anymore. I've heard all about your big adventure. Look at you, all grown up. I hope he wasn't too much of a bother, Gemma dear.
Of course not. Quite the opposite, in fact. You would have been proud of him. We got attacked by a monster at the top of the tor, and I ended up hanging onto the edge of the cliff by my fingertips. I thought I was done for. But you'll never guess what happened next. That mark on his hand suddenly lit up, and a bolt of lightning hit the monster.
What did you say? That funny little mark? Lightning flying about the place? Goodness me. Here I was hoping he'd turn out nice and ordinary, but it seems his grandfather was right all along. Well, I've been putting this off for long enough now. You and me need to have a little talk. Here, this belongs to you.
Pretty.
Your grandfather asked me to give you it once you'd come of age and climbed the tor. Truth is, there's something I've been keeping a secret all these years. Something I've never told another soul in the village. It's... how can I put this now? Well, he said you're the reincarnation of the luminary.
What?
Oh, don't ask me what the old fool meant, dear. I haven't got the foggiest. All I know is that your grandfather said you had a special destiny, and that there was something you had to do. He said that when you came of age, you were to head north to the capital, up there in Heliodor, and show that necklace thingy to the king. He seemed to think that if you did that, all would become clear. Clear as mud, I shouldn't wonder. Anyway, the long and short of it is that if you want to find out what this is all about, you'll have to leave Cobblestone and head over to Heliodor.
Crikey.
Well, I can't stop you leaving, I'm sure, but you won't be marching on an empty stomach. Come on, dinner.
Reincarnation of the luminary. TKNinja tries his hardest to sleep, but he's too confused by everything he's learned and excited about his coming trip. Eventually,
Plain set of clothing.
we're gonna get like 20 million pairs of those throughout the game. And we aren't even wearing our plain set right now. So it goes to show you how useful that is. Oh yeah, add closets to that set of lookout item list I had mentioned before. If we miss closets, tell us that too. Hey, Mama. Having trouble sleeping, are we? Well, it's no surprise after all the excitement today and your big news. Whenever I have trouble nodding off, I like to go for a little walk. The night air always does me a power of good.
long distance to Legend of Zelda. You grab a chicken and just glide across the map.
No lie, I was thinking that. Well, if you're like my friend, she just likes to chuck the chicken in water.
I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Oh, can't sleep either, eh? You remember this tree, don't you? I got my scarf stuck in it all those years ago. There I was, crying like mad, and there you were, running round trying to help me get it down. Some things never change, eh? You know, I always imagined we'd spend our whole lives right here in Cobblestone. That's why I was so surprised by what your mum said today. All that stuff about you being the luminary, that reincarnation thing. I remember the story my granddad told me. Once upon a time, long, long ago, the world was terrorized by a horrible monster. But then, the luminary appeared and saved the day. When it was all over, the luminary turned into a star. And he's been watching over us from up in the heavens ever since. That's his star, right there. How can you be the luminary too? I just don't get it. I know. That's what you're going to Heliodor to find out. I understand, really I do. Listen, we should both be getting back. Everyone will be wondering where we've got to. Oh, goodbye, old friend. Don't cry.
Wife material.
Exhausted after his long day, TheKarateNinja finally falls into a restless slumber. The fact that our name is plural really throws things off.
Why is that?
Then morning comes, because the subject-verb does not agree.
Doesn't matter. We are two people. So, TheKarateNinjas.
I know, but it's really weird reading it.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 8 branch, yeah!
Well, just look at you. You don't scrub up too bad, you know. Only wish your grandfather were here to see you. You won't forget him, will you? He was a fine, upstanding man, the pride of the village. You could do worse than try to be like him. Well, however you turn out, I'm sure you'll find a way to overcome whatever lies ahead. A mother knows these things. Oh, by the way, I've popped a little money I'd saved for a rainy day in your pack. Don't spend it all at once. Why don't you visit the village shop before you head off to Heliodor? You'll need some supplies for your big adventure. But don't take too long. The whole village is turning out to wave you off.
How much money did she give us, question mark? Oh, she gave us 250. What?
Well, we already collected some money throughout the game. A few cents here and there.
I mean, she ain't give us too much. It's okay, though.
Well, she said a little bit for a rainy day. I don't know how much she gave us. I didn't look at the amount before we talked to her.
What?
Can I eat this? It looks really good.
You already ate it.
It's like chicken pot pie. And it's steaming still. Yum.
Yeah, the minor details they put in this boy.
Nothing better than Mama's home cooking.
Oh man, Jenkins!
I heard all about it from your mother. She said there's an important journey you have to make. And you're just a youngster. Well, before you head off, make sure you visit the shop. You know where it is, of course, down this slope and across the river. Once you've stocked up, head up to the village entrance to the north. We'll be waiting to see you off.
So nice of you, Grandpa.
That isn't even our grandpa.
I don't know. He's Gramps. More people are called Gramps.
Dearie me, what am I going to do? Oh, if it isn't young TheKarateNinjas, you came along at just the right time. I've got a favor to ask, you see. The other day I was playing with my lad, you know, messing around as you do. Well, anyway, he's got his furry feather that he always loves, and well, fool that I am, I managed to let it blow away. Luckily, the wind only blew it as far as the roof on our shed. I'd go and get it myself, but I'm not too good with heights, I'm afraid. Anyway, I know you're brave young fellows, so I was wondering if you'd mind clambering up there and getting it back for me. You'd be doing me a huge favor, I'm telling you.
It's funny because we already got it.
I knew you'd help me out. I always paid attention to what the priest said in church. You know, that stuff about always being kind to others. You're a fine fellow, and no mistake. Now, there's no time to lose. My son's desperate to get his beloved feather back. Hurry on over to your shed. I'm sure you've climbed onto your shed to your fair share of roofs, but just find something to clamber onto and press circle to jump up there. Once you found that furry feather, bring it back here and I'll see if I can give you a little something in return. Best of luck. The props of exploration beforehand. There you are, TheKarateNinjas, and it looks like you got the feather. Would you mind letting me have it? Thanks. I knew you wouldn't let me down. I can't wait to see the look on my boy's face. Oh, and before I forget, there's a little something in return. And that's not all. I've got a tip for you I hope you'll find useful. If you ever want to do someone a good turn, look for a purple speech bubble above their head. Listen to what they have to say and see if you can do anything to help. It always pays to be kind to others. But don't feel that just because someone's shared their woes with you, you have to help them right away. You can always come back when you want a little change of pace, or if you're not sure what to do next. Anyway, thanks again, TheKarateNinjas. I really owe you one. Now, just remember, whatever's waiting for you up ahead, be kind to others, and you'll do just fine. I know, I was just checking. Do we really need to go to the item shop?
You might as well go for story purposes.
So you're leaving good old Cobblestone, are you? Well, make sure you've got all the essentials before you set off. Welcome, valued customer. How can I serve you? What would you like to buy? Yep.
Well, we definitely don't need anything here.
Yep. Nope. Alright. Were you there before?
Yes, we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this sounds a little bit different.
Oh, well, then I need to talk to him again. Here's some advice from one bloke to another. Keep your mind on the job, no matter how fierce the fighting gets. You gotta stay focused. The more you get walloped, the more focused you'll get. And before you know it, you'll be all pepped up. Then you'll be really full of beans. When you're pepped up, you'll be stronger, faster, better at everything. There's nothing There ain't another feeling like it. Go on, my son, get out of there and pep yourself silly. Oh yeah, I wanna... What's the matter, girl? Is someone there? I'm sorry. I don't want to speak to anyone right now. Could you come back in a bit? Poor Gemma dear. She's so sad.
Die.
We good to head off?
Yeah.
So, this is it. My little soldier's really leaving. You might not be back for a while. Hope you've said all your goodbyes. So, ready? Well, off you go then.
One day you're just a little boy, the next you're getting ready to leave us. I only wish your grandfather could see what a fine young man you've become. To think, it's been so many years already since old Chalky found you floating since he brought you to Cobblestone. We never thought there was anything out of the ordinary about you. And now suddenly there's all this talk of luminaries of all things. You know who the luminary was, of course. A legendary hero who saved the world from a terrible darkness. We're supposed to believe that you're him reincarnated? I don't doubt old Chalky, of course, but it is a little hard to swallow, I must say. When you meet the King of Heliodor, put in a good word for old Cobblestone, won't you, eh? If he finds out this is the village where the luminary was raised, there might be something in it for us, if you catch my drift.
Oh, you are terrible. Trust you to be thinking about what you can get out of it.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, of course. The very thought. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Now, the fate that awaits you may well be one beyond anything we simple country folk can imagine. But you must allow us to offer what little assistance we can. Take this map of Erdrea with you. May it prove useful in finding your way.
Smallest man ever.
I'll call you
And may this magnificent steed, the pride of Cobblestone, lighten your burden and speed you on your way.
Medea? Alright, my horse's name is Medea.
You'll find Heliodor easily enough. Just head north out of the village and follow your nose.
You travel safely now. Oh, you're such a good boy, such a good boy. You make us proud out there, won't you? And come back safe.
Wait! Here, take this with you. I made it for you. It'll keep you safe. I heard there are lots of monsters where you're going. Be sure to keep it close, won't you?
You're so sweet.
Oh, I don't know what's in store for you out there. But wherever you go and whoever you meet, don't forget us, will you? Take care. And remember, we'll be waiting for you.
Accidentally teleported with the horse's tail. His tail went by the horse's tail. Because he turned around, and she was right behind him. Either the horse took a shit, and he walked off.
Wow, why are you doing this, Gemma?
I mean, it'd be pretty tragic, but pretty realistic.
Anyway, need a horse? Nay, bother. Horses are an incredibly convenient way to cover large amounts of ground in a very little time. But you'll sometimes have to enter areas that can only be explored on foot. Don't despair though. A ring on one of the many summoning bells dotted around Ardria will soon bring your faithful friend galloping back to your side. Ah, TheKarateNinjas! There you are! The mayor asked me to teach you a thing or two about horses, and maps too for that matter. Now, you see this bell here? Well, if you give it a ring, a fine steed will gallop up out of nowhere. Just like that. Good to remember if your feet are getting sore. And what if you're lost as well and And what if you're lost as well as tired? Easy. Just press square and take a look at your map. What's more, pressing X once you've got your map open will allow you to access all sorts of useful information. I'm sure all this is written in that list of traveler's tips in your pack there, but you can't go over these things too often. Alright. Yeah. Sparkle spots. I lived off of this option. Boom. There they are. So, do you want me to control towns and you control everything else, or?
I mean, you can control finding sparkles, question.
Alright, I guess I'm finding sparkles. This one there. I'm not gonna fight though. I'm only interested in sparkles. You can do the fighting. They also like to hide treasure chests around suspicious areas. What?
You should also bring your sparkles.
Treasure chests? Those only show you sparkles.
Surprisingly, they also be future. But you can still look too. Some of them won't be there, but there are times where treasure chests are much Fuck you.
I did, but I want to get back to the horse. The next one is the next region. Gotta go fast. We also want to be sure to get any campsites. Oh, hold on a second.
Oh, what have we here? I know a budding adventurer when I see one. It can be risky heading into the great outdoors if you aren't familiar with the basics of survival, you know. Well, fear not, because that's where I come in. See the remains of that fire over there? Well, when you spy one of those, it means you can set up camp and rest your weary bones. To settle down for the night, just go up to the fire and examine it. You'll soon be enjoying a well-earned break. What's that? You're worried about being attacked by monsters while you sleep? That statue over there is chock full of holy powers that'll keep the beasties at bay for as long as you need. And that's not all. You can pray to it to be cured of poison and all kinds of other things. Think of it as a mini church. Anyway, enough of my yammering. Why don't you take a closer look at all this camping kit for yourself? You'll need to get used to what campsites look like and how to find them. After all, you'll be relying on them whenever you're out in the wilderness. It's like my old dad always said, keen campers can continue on where others can't. Be prepared. Well, that's all from me. If you have any camping-related queries, feel free to ask. I'm here all the time. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Sparkles are easy. They're on your map. Treasure chest. Those things you gotta find.
It's probably going around. There's a well.
Yeah. One second. Where's that
next to a bell, though. It's a lot easier to get your horse.
Campsites are great. You got a saving statue, you got a campsite, and a horse bow. I'll be right back, Horsey.
Sparkle.
Straight ahead. nooks and crannies in the map tend to lead to something suspicious, like hidden spawns or hidden treasures. Sometimes not, but it's always good to check.
Somewhere on there it is. Might have to get out the way. outside of the video. It's just literally fighting monsters outside.
Have you come far? Well, you're safe now. Heliodor awaits. Once you're in the city, you can find a nice inn and rest up. Lucky old you. This is the largest city in all Adria, you know. You should head downtown for a look at the livelier side of the... for the livelier side of life. Here if you get the chance. Welcome to Heliodor.
Oof. I'm a retard.
But he's just a kid. So no explanation.
Next part.
I came all this way to Heliodor with just one goal in mind. To catch a glimpse of two of the greatest heroes in all of history, Sir Jasper and Sir Hendrik. The only problem is that they won't let me into the castle. Can you believe it? Well, if I'm not going to get to meet them in person, I suppose I'll have to bide my time by reading up on them instead. You know, if you wanted to earn my eternal gratitude, you could help me find a book about the exploits of those two fabulous knights. Oh, thank you so much! I know there's a book about my two favorite knights just sitting on a bookshelf somewhere. I've taken a look around the west part of the city, so maybe you should head to east. If you see any bookshelves with red books in them, take a closer look. Apparently, they're the ones worth reading. If you do manage to find a book about Jasper and Hendrik, make sure to come back and tell me all about it, won't you? Good luck! Stuff. It's gonna be the same in every church.
Well guys, this concludes the video now. Comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think about it. Hit that notification button for more. Alright. Peace out.
Adios.